Hello, welcome back. Today we will see how to create a scrolling text in your screen of the Power Apps. You must have heard a HTML tag called Marquee, which we use it to make any text scroll from one side of the screen to another side, which can be easily done by web development. But in Power Apps, how to do? We can make use of timer control. We have not seen timer control in our in previous videos, so we're going to see today. So it's like any other control. Insert and go to input, scroll down, you will find the timer here. Insert it. On the right hand side, this tells the duration. So 1000 units is 1 second, so it says 60, so it says 1 minute. Repeat means you need to repeat after it completes the duration or not. Auto start means once you trigger the fire away the app, do you want to auto start the app timer or not? That's what it says. Or do you want to auto pause, and if you want visible or not. So that's the 5 properties I'm going to explain now. Later on we will see how we can add the scrolling text. So now I'm going to press F5 and see how it behaves. So when you fire away, press F5, it doesn't start anything. So you need to click on it to see the timer is starting. So I'm going to hit escape, and if you click on it and go to auto start, set it to on, and then press the F5 now, you can see the timer starts without me clicking. So that's the difference. Okay, right. So how we can use this to create our scrolling text? As with any control, timer also has some events, which is a trigger event. So you click on that and go to actions to see you have 3 different types of triggers. So one is on select, means when you click on it, what should happen, and on timer start means what should happen on the timer before it starts, I mean just after it starts, what it has to do, and on timer end, what it has to do. So we can define and customize and create formula and code based on 3 different scenarios. Okay, now we will create the scrolling text using this timer. So now we will add a label. Okay, bring it down here. Let's call it welcome to my company. Okay, that's going to be my scrolling text. Right. Okay, so how to go from one place to another position? It is by changing the x-axis of this. We don't want to change the y-axis, we just want to change the x-axis. We want to behave like it's scrolling automatically. Yeah, so as you can see, as I move, the y-axis is staying the same and the x-axis is changing. Can you see? So that's the x-axis change automatically. If I start moving upwards vertically, the y changes. Yeah, so all we have to do is change the x-axis every 1 second, so that for the user it feels like it is moving. Yeah, so now we have to make the x-axis dynamically. So click on that label, go to the x-axis, and we put a variable. Yeah, let's define a variable label x position. Okay, this is a variable. Okay, it will show error initially, but once we define the variable in the timer control, this will go away. Okay, we copy it, go to the timer control, go to the action, on timer end is fine. We will update it as update the value of my variable to the original value and increment to 10. Yeah, make it to 10. So this code is telling the variable whatever I am using to control the x-axis of the label should increment by 10 and assign it back to the same variable. So that variable variable label x position has been assigned to the labels x-axis. Yeah, okay. Now if we press F5, it's not moving. Why? Because we have not set the duration to be something smaller. So now it's set to 1 minute. So let's put it to 1 second. 1000 is 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So it's set to auto start and 1 second. Let's click F5. So every 1 second it has to move. It moved, but it's not repeating. So we have to go and click on the repeat option and then press F5. Then it goes every second. So it repeats every 1 second and at the same time updates the x-axis of that variable plus increment to 10, and that value is being assigned to the value. Okay, let's put it to something much faster. We don't want to wait every 10 seconds. Let's put it to 50. Yeah, press F5 and it moves. I'm going to pause the video until it reaches the end of the screen. Okay, it's the end of the screen. As you can see, it's disappearing to my right hand side and it's gone. Why? Because we have not told the PowerApp formula to reset it back to the screen's position, because now you can see it's keep on going. It's going into the infinite loop and it's going far beyond the screen's width. So we have to make a small tweak. Okay, the small tweak that we have to do is we'll check if the label position, yeah, is greater than my current screen one's width. Yeah, I'm setting to 0. If not, add the original code, which is adding the current label position plus 50. So that's it. So this is a small tweak that we are doing. So if the label's position, current label's position is greater than screen's width, yeah, make it to 0. So it will be reset back to this original position. If not, then add the 50 to the x position. Okay, so we're gonna press F5. So it's increasing. I'm going to pause the video until it reaches the screen. Okay, it's almost to the end. As it disappears, and you will see the value has been reset to 0 and now it starts again. So it feels like it's like a scrolling Marquee text for the Windows. So if this is your requirement, you can do, and very well you can hide this. You can go ahead and hide the control so no one will know there is a control that is timer control is there on the screen and that is controlling the X position. So you can use this for multiple purposes. So timer control is not only for this, it deals with multiple user business controls as well. For example, I will tell you an example. Yeah, one of the first example I can give is when a user submits a form, if you want to give the end user a success message for a few seconds or even 5 seconds, and after that if you want to redirect them to a page, you have to use the timer control. So you put that navigate them, you know, redirect them to a success message. In that you put a timer control. Duration would be 5 seconds, and after the 5 seconds you put the action in the timer control. If you go to the timer end, you put it saying like after the 5 seconds you navigate back to the home page or the landing screen. This is one example. Another one is if you're creating a time challenge quiz, for example, you can use timer very well. So if a user has to go through 10 screens and each screen has a set of questions that they have to answer within a time specific an action, yeah, so you can use timer very well. So in one screen, for example, if you have multiple screens, like say you have to finish 10 pages within 10 minutes, yeah, that's the challenge for the end user to fill this. So each screen you can put a timer and set it to 1 minute, and you can put also a display to show what's the current countdown. Yeah, so once it countdowns, you can fire away. You say okay, time's up, you're redirecting it to the next screen. Of course you want to save the action that the user has completed, but save it and then you can redirect. So all the actions that you can write in the in the timer control. For example, in the last example that I just mentioned, you can very well go ahead and save the form and then redirect. I can show you a quick example. Yeah, you go ahead and add a simple edit form. I'm not going to connect to any data source. Yeah, let's call this form 1. Yeah, go to timer here, and let's say, for example, I'm going to add another screen 3. Okay, so in this timer action, timer end action, I'm going to remove this. You can say submit form under form 1. So at the end of the timer, you save the form that the user have finished in the questionnaire. Yeah, and then you can navigate to screen 3. So in this way, you tell the user that the time is up, and you first save the form, and the next step is you navigating to the next screen. So similarly, in the next screen also, you can put another set of questionnaires so the user can fill within 1 minute. That's the challenge. They have to finish it, and similarly you can do that. This is a very two live examples that people are currently using in an organization. Then you can apply it. And another example that I myself have used in my own project is there will be a set of validations that you have to do for an application before even you present the users with a list of values to play with. For example, you're launching an app that decides what is the current time and what is the current data entry for that user, and what is the user role and the user permissions for that, and then deciding which data to show them. And this requires some calculations. Yeah, this takes some time to figure it out. So you can do all that in a processing, or we can call it as a split screen. You can call it. So that one will be like a blank screen. Yeah, here you can just show like a blank screen. Here you can put a rotating image, and this will be having a timer. You can add a timer to it. Maybe you can add 2 minutes or 3 minutes or even 30 seconds, whatever your processing time would be. 10 seconds, let's say. You in that 10 seconds you process the value, you put all the formulas in that, you make sure you recognize what kind of data you want to show to the user, and once you're done with the formula, once you recognize the data, you process the data, and then you navigate to the relevant screen you want to. So yeah, these are the examples of timer, and we have seen the scrolling text in this example. Okay, we'll see in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.